I'm going to show you how to use an Ikonart mesh stencil that's reusable with torch paste to wood burn designs on wood and denim and cardboard, cardstock. There's several different materials to work on. This is an Ikonart stencil. Has a clear backing, a mesh encased in a blue emulsion. I'm going to start by heating up the wood a little bit because it is porous. This will help the stencil adhere better to the surface. I'm going to peel off the stencil. I'm going to apply it to our wood. Kind of rub it down really well and make sure we get all the edges securely attached. Then I'm just going to take the torch paste, and I'm just going to use a stiff bristled brush. I like to use it on the smaller designs. That's easier to get into the areas. And I'm just going to push it into the open areas of the stencil. It doesn't take very much, but you do want to make sure you have it all covered. And you can kind of see where the gel is going through and how it's getting to the wood. The wood changes color a little bit. So we're just going to do that over the whole thing. Like I said, it doesn't take very much, as you can see. That's about all we need right there. It looks like it's all nice and orange. Got through all of the mesh. Now I'm going to peel off the stencil, and you can see the gel that's gone through. And now we're going to let it sit and dry for a few minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, our gel has dried on here, and we can tell because it kind of changes appearance a little bit. You want it to soak in. I found if it's still a little damp when you try to wood burn it, it bubbles up a little bit and doesn't do quite a good a job. While that was drying, I cleaned out my Ikonart stencil, and that's very important to do to be able to reuse your stencil over and over again. I rinsed the top, gently rubbing it under the faucet, and then just rinsed the back. Then I applied it to the clear backing sheet as is directed to do for it to dry. You have to do this every time you use a stencil in order to be able to reuse it again and again. So we're ready to start doing some wood burning. I'm going to turn on our wood burner here. And I'm just going to put it over here and just keep moving it back and forth. You just want to keep moving it and keep it a safe distance from the surface. You'll start seeing the gel turn darker. Now this piece of wood has a lot of sap in it, so we're going to see some of the sap start to pull out. And you'll experience this with different types of wood that you use. And keep going over it. I do it nice and slow because if you go too fast you end up burning the wood and not the gel. You can see it's getting darker as we go. I'm going to turn it up to high here so we can speed it up a little bit. And it's getting darker. And now you could stop there if you wanted to and leave it at a lighter color. Or you can keep going and go for the dark. We'll get it all the way dark so you can see. Again, just keep moving it. And you can see the sap starting to come up here on this piece. And you almost got it all. There's a little at the top, but where the sap is, it makes it a little harder to turn dark. You just keep working on it and getting it darker. Alright, there we are. The finished piece. Once that cools off, you'll want to take a cloth and wipe off. There's a little bit of crusty stuff on the burn there, the extra gel. Just wipe it off though, and you're done with your project, or you can stain it and seal it after that, depending on how you're using the piece.